New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Hey there, everybody. How you doing? It is Donna
and Norma.
Hey, welcome to your Phoenix is Rising and Caring for Caregivers.
Yes.
Today's modality, we are going to be going into this. Let me just tell you a little bit of who we are. I am a registered nurse on the front line, still working with COVID crazy. Hey, you know how it is out there. I am also a Reiki master. And I like to use those skills to help connect us to the consciousness that is the allness. And I'm also a practitioner at the Center for Spiritual Living, Ocala. And that is just a little bit about me. I'm also an esthetician.
I am Norma Anderson. I am a licensed massage therapist, also a Reiki master, and a licensed practitioner at the Center for Spiritual Living also. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of our background as to who we are and a little about
why we're doing what we're doing. So the reason we decided that Caring for Caregiver, hey Nancy, what's up, girl? She's so awesome.
Welcome.
The reason we decided to do this show, and we figured whoever saw it would see it, and hopefully it will be shared and helping someone while they're out there doing the caring of other people. Please like and share and subscribe. Thank you so much.
Nancy's a caregiver too.
Yes, Nancy is a caregiver too. There are people who do this for a living. You know, people who are CNAs, nurses, doctors, home health aides. They're working in healthcare right now. And then you have those who are dealing with somebody who they are the nurse, the doctor, the everything, because that person's a child or a loved one or a parent or even your next door neighbor. There's some people who take that on for their next door neighbors to care for them. So when dealing with the difficulty that is the actual job of caring, the actual job of, thank you so much, Robert. I so appreciate you. And the New Thought Media Network, just big shout out to them for giving us a platform by which to spread this message. Mm-hmm. What I noticed as a nurse on the front lines, I love to care for people. I love my job as a nurse. And I'm actually considering walking away from healthcare, walking away from nursing in the hospital. And I know these patients need my brand of nursing, which is that Florence Nightingale, hold my hand, hug me type of nursing. And I feel that there's so many of us who are giving of ourselves and not replenishing our cup. Like we know that there's tools out there, but to pull it together and say, okay, when can I use this tool? Or how do I use this tool? That's when we are like, you know what, we'll just share how we've used it, how others have used it, bring in other people and say, hey, what have you done to help alleviate some of the stress so that we can give our gifts and talents? And that's why we have this show.
And sometimes you may have the tools in your tool belt, but just not think about them when you're going through the muck and the mire or, need that extra relaxation moment. So we encourage everybody to take these things that they've learned, they put in their tool belt and use them regularly so that when something is causing them angst or stress, they come first nature. Boom. Mm-hmm. Let me try some meditation. Let me go for a walk. Just implement them on a daily basis or at least weekly. Mm-hmm. And then they'll be readily available for you when you really need them.
And FYI, it works with your person that you're taking care of. I know lots of caregivers out there who are using some of these tools, myself included, in the hospital, and it's actually helping. And it slows down the disease process. When I'm dealing with somebody with dementia, for example, or schizophrenia, or is in the throes of some kind of withdrawal, it's really, you're looking at the disease process. You're not even looking at the person anymore during the throes of that thing. So my thing is to be able to use these tools while in the middle of that. Some of it you can. And so we share that too. So let's just jump into it.
Before you do that, because you made a comment yesterday, I think it was, and it was after your 2 shifts, and you said the people that, the nurses were talking about, they're in there crazy, as they call it. They just seem to not be going through that when you're with them. And I think it's because you use your tools when you're with them. And it, like you said, it not only calms you, but it helps them also.
It's that when you get aligned and when you are in your consciousness space and when you are really connected, guess what? It vibrates at a certain level. And that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about sound baths.
Yes.
It's something that's near and dear to my heart. It's one of the tools that I use. I use it while at work, believe it or not. And I happened upon sound baths purely by chance, and it's been never ending since. So we wanted to share something that was near and dear to our heart, and we'll probably share this more than one time for the year, I think.
Yeah, it's a great modality. And, a lot of people that we introduce it to, they're just fascinated by the look of the bowls and what have you. But then when they hear them, the resonance, it just, it connects in such a deep, centering way that, you can't go wrong with them.
Mm-hmm. So when you look up sound baths, and that's my thing. A lot of the stuff that we do is, I'm going to go deeper into this. Let's go ahead and do our mindfulness moment. Norma has to pop out of this, the stream here in a few moments to go and tend to something very important. So she's not going to stay with me, but I'm going to talk about sound baths. I'm going to talk about music.
And I want to hear you on my phone while I'm going.
And she's going to be on there. Thank you, baby. I love you so much. So let's go ahead and do this.
So this is the one of several Tibetan bowls.
Mm-hmm.
They're made of.
They are brass bowls, and check it out. It's the crown chakra, 1221 hertz. And she's going to strike that bowl.
What do you have?
And I have a crystal singing bowl, and this singing bowl is the G. That's the note. And I cheat, just so you know, I label everything. And some of them come with the label, so
why not use
I don't have to why not use it? What I am an expert in, maybe not all the information when it comes to, looking it up and being able to rattle it off. But what I am an expert in is
knowing where to find it.
And
which cheat sheets.
Is on Google and cheat sheets. Here we go. Ready? And so it is.
Yes, beautiful.
All right, baby, I love you.
See you later. Enjoy the rest of the show. I'm sorry I'm going to have to peel out, but I wanted to at least show my face.
Yeah. I love you, babe. All right, so sometimes we divide and conquer. That's how we get stuff done. All right. So here we have it, and now y'all have just me. How lucky are you? Just kidding. Now I have to find my sheet. Now that I am in that space of the breath. The breath as I switch into this. So we're talking about the sound baths, and here's when it came to me. We were introduced to the sound baths because we had purchased a crystal singing bowl from a shop. And when we had purchased it, it had moved with us and bopped around a little bit, but it really hadn't done a whole heck of a lot. And then we decided, okay, we need to do this a little bit more. And that's when we started purchasing the bowls. And we got the first set Norma got for me because I really, really, really loved it. And then, and it's all the colored ones, all the different chakra colors. It's really cool. And then we went to a workshop with a guy named Dr. Dream, and Dr. Dream had these amazing Tibetan bowls. And we purchased the 7 of them for the 7 chakras. And we dove a little bit deeper and deeper and deeper. And of course, we added Reiki to this modality. And then we added, sound, different sound things that we went to and, experienced. And then we went to Posse, and we got a chance to be around musicians. And we did that for a couple of years, and just kind of feeling into what the music was trying to say, getting kind of needed on the inside. And was like, and we were singers, and we're still singers. The two of us created a group called Normal D, and we were doing some singing kind of with a producer, and then something happened and we didn't get a chance to finish the CD. And it was like, how music is somewhere. It's somewhere. It wanted to speak to us. And it was after we started doing the sound baths, and we started adding instruments, like different. Every time we traveled somewhere, there was always an instrument that we saw somebody with, and we're like, oh my God, I love this instrument. Like the ocean drum came to us that way. And then we had the grandmother drum came to us too. And then I said, oh, I want to play the djembe, because that was something my mom and I used to do when I was young, and it was a lot of fun. And so I said, let me do the djembe. And then Norma purchased me a djembe. And I said, well, if I get a djembe, she's got to get a djembe, because I don't want to drum by myself. It's not fun to drum by yourself. So that's when the drums came, and each individual instrument showed up, different ones. And we would play with it for a little bit. And we'd be like, oh, this one feels like it wants to come and play with us. And that's kind of how we do the sound baths. When we started doing them, a lot of it was about relaxation from my anxiety and what I was going through. Because I was giving of myself so much, I was not replenishing very much. When we started doing the sound baths, I thought, this really feels good. We started doing play shops. Like we'd go and do the play, and then an hour later, we'd say, okay, do you want to play the instruments? And then people would get up and play them with us. And we started doing that, and then COVID happened. And so we couldn't have people playing the instruments because the instruments couldn't be cleaned as well as we would like. And of course, if you notice, the crystal bowl has this kind of thing on it, frosting, and it would have been very difficult to get that, sanitized. So that's when sound musicians came and said, we had great friends that said, hey, we want to play with y'all. And I knew that we would be keeping the instruments clean and all that. Then we said, oh my gosh, somebody said, we should do a sound bath. Oh, what's that? We'd never heard of one before. And we did our first one at Center for Spiritual Living, Ocala. And the sound bath started opening up something within me. And it was almost like riding a wave of relaxation plus like a little bit of jarring motion. to where I would feel at the end like I was able to release things. And that's what the sound baths did. That was my self-care. And I started sharing that with other people, kind of like what I'm doing now, sharing with y'all. The mindfulness moment, we wanted you guys to experience what it was like to have two different instruments going at once. But we have a video of Norma playing just the crystal bowls. When we first started, all we had was just the crystal bowls. And I just wanted y'all to get an experience of it. And I invite you to just get yourself comfortable. If anybody has any questions about this with sound healing, just so you know, it's normal to feel like a little unhinged. If your body feels like moving, go ahead and move. And just allow yourself to listen to her play just for a few moments. And this is before she got very, very good at learning the instruments. Wow. Wow. You know, that was when we first started doing crystal singing bowls, and I videotaped her doing that, and then we posted it on our YouTube because we had just started a YouTube channel. And I said, you know, if anybody ever needed this, it'll be available to them to be able to listen to. And when the vibrations happen, just like water vibrates when you add sound, I feel like with us being mostly water, that vibration echoes through your body and just reverberates off of every cell. And I feel like when I'm done, the way I feel is lighter. And I feel like it gets me to a space of deep, deep calm and relaxation. And because there is, and what I love about this kind of music and the way that we play these bowls and all these other instruments is that when we're playing them, we can never duplicate it. That day, in that moment, with that energy, with those people riding that wave, it's unique every single time. And that's what I love about it. And it's so much so that people who want to connect to an instrument, sometimes, for example, we have one young man who comes with his mom to sound baths, and he has an issue laying still or even sitting in the chair and, you know, relaxing that way because his body just likes to move around. And I invite him to play with us, give him some hand sanitizer and invite him to play with us. And he does beautifully. And he's maybe 10 or 11. I think that the more that we can connect to the physical form that we are in and say, honor that physical form at whatever stage it is. I don't say to my body before I do the sound bath, hey, body, you should not be in pain right now. Or body, you should be okay today. You should be rested and feeling great and yada, yada, yada. Because the truth is, every single moment of every single day, my physical form is struggling right now. The work I do is hard. It's hard on my emotion. It's hard on my body. It's hard on everything, my intellect, my brain. Being in that environment with the beeping constantly at the hospital and the demand on our energy and time, it is physically and emotionally draining. And I know that I'm not the only one that's going through this. All caregivers, there's this demand on our time right now and on our energy. And when the vibration of that demand is happening, it feels in my body like this constant pulsing against my body. And I don't know, because I connect to energy that way. When I am afraid, my stomach, right down in my, my solar plexus starts to really churn. And when I do a sound bath, it feels as if everything starts to pull apart and fall. And then I drink water and engage my lymphatic system. And it makes me feel better. And I'm not the only one that has helped. So I started to look it up. And I started to say, hey, man, I found something that works to help my anxiety. And I'm not the only one that it helps. And I feel like we should share it with each other. Right now, we're going to go ahead and take a break real quick. And then when we come back, we will talk a little bit more about the sound healing when I have used it at work, because sometimes I kind of need it, and what you can do in a very small way to duplicate this. You may not have these instruments at home, but what you can do. Come on back.
Thank you, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, for your continued support. Thank you, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown Atlanta, for your monthly contribution. Thank you, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, for your monthly contribution. And please help us welcome Om Center for Spiritual Living in La Mesa, California. Thank you for your monthly donation. Thank you, Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, for your most generous donation. special thanks to Heckerlin Foundation for your generous technology grant. And Suze Ajin, thank you for your very generous donation. And a big shout out to all our committed donors.
New Thought Media Network is on the rise. We're looking to grow with you. Do you have technical media experience or perhaps a desire to learn? Are you willing to volunteer your precious time and attention? We share this message to benefit all. If you possess a computer with a camera and a microphone, we will share our knowledge with you. Behind the scenes or being the star, let us bless our one. Contact us at info@ntmedia.org.
Hi guys, welcome back to Caring for Caregivers, sharing with you guys some of the tools that we use as caregivers that's been helpful in these times of COVID crazy, and not just COVID crazy, but all the other crazy that's out there. We have found that certain things actually help, and we're trying to do as many things that are natural as possible that pretty much anybody can do without this much knowledge of it. You don't have to be a guru. You don't have to be one that has all the time in the world or sit in a cave somewhere. You can be a very, very busy person and still have time to do these self-care things. I know y'all have seen this already out there. Tons and tons of people are doing self-care stuff. Tons and tons of people know intellectually what they should be doing, but they're not doing it because they feel like it's overwhelming to start. What we are doing is showing you little tiny ways that you can do it right now, right where you are. And that's what this is about. Caring for you, the caregiver, the person who gives up your time and energy so that others may live and live safely and feel loved. And so thank you so much for all that you do. And I'm talking about other daughters out there who are there bathing their mamas, or other mothers out there who are caring and cooking for their children, and others that are working in the field that is healthcare and all of it. Coaches, teachers, you name it, you know who you are. You're giving of yourself. This is for you. And today's show, we are talking about sound baths. The thing that I love the most to do, that I have developed this passion for, is music, and the way that the music reverberates off the ears and the effect it has on the body. And that is what we're talking about, which is sound baths. I love to be a practitioner of this particular modality simply because it treats me and it treats you. It is the most wonderful thing when you can be in, I call it riding the wave, when you can be in that experience with multiple people at the same time, where everybody's breathing at the same time. It's the kind of thing, though, that took a hit when COVID happened. There are some things that are available online, and we're going to talk about that too. Online, you can go to any one of those YouTube channels. They have tons and tons of things that are downloaded. You know, hurts this and hurts that. I mean, tons and tons. Just look up sound bath, put it in the Google, or throw that into your YouTube search bar, sound baths, and all kinds of artists are going to come up. You can put it in your Spotify, sound baths. They have tons of recording artists out there that are just making a difference in the world just using sound. And that's it. Now, when you're listening to a recording, yes, you can duplicate the sound. So if you like a certain sound, you'll be like, oh, I really love the way this one flows off of me. And so you can duplicate it. It's something Norma and I have been talking about, is recording some of it. And then hopefully then we will have something that somebody can download and listen to for an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours at a time. But that's coming up. We'll see how that unfolds, you know, at that free time that we got, right? That actually is coming up, and when Spirit says to actually do that, then we will start to do that. But today I wanted to share that with you and to do some of that sound healing with you and for myself. Right now, Norma's energy, our energy got split for a moment because we didn't realize we needed to do something. So she had to go ahead and take off, and I stayed on here with you. So she was like, "Are you sure you're okay?" I was like, "Yes, I'm okay, because I have y'all with me. So thank you." So here we are. I'm going to add my essential oil before I do this. And this one is Stress Away. So I love igniting the senses, connecting to my sense of smell, connecting to the comfort. I'm nice and warm in my little overcoat thing, my cape. Got my stress away. And we're going to speak to the crown chakra, the part of us that's connected to our consciousness, the part of us that recognizes that there's a higher intellectual part of me that's up here somewhere, that just knows, that's just connected to the allness of everything around me. I'm aware of myself in and through and around all things. That crown chakra that assimilates information and brings it into the world, starts with ideas and formulates it through us, the people, and we put our hands to soil and create. The way that it works, starting in divine mind and then coming down into that middle section for those who are used to the science of mind symbol. I want you to think of that crown chakra as I play, knowing that the bowl is aligned to 121 hertz for that crown chakra. And just know that your crown chakra is beautifully presenting and opening and connecting. It is said that your hearing is the last sense to leave before you exit the planet. I don't know how true that is. I have been with people as they've exited the planet, some in violent ways and others in very gentle ways that we knew was going to take place. And the reason I say violent ways is like if we had to code someone, for example, it's a very traumatic thing because we're all there and now you're jumping on the person and whatnot. And then others just pass away quietly. And we expect it through hospice and that sort of thing. And I feel like it would be so nice to be able to come in with a bowl like this and just be at the bedside. And I know that death doulas, we have a friend that's a couple of friends actually who are death getting certified to become death doulas, to be able to help people transition. That kind of work that is done, that way of caring for others, that does pull on you as well. And you do have to replenish. But I feel like we come in to all these sounds when we're born. And when we're being created in the womb space, we have all the sound around us, the sound of mom's blood in her organs, the sound of her digesting her food, sound of her singing to you when you're in her tummy. All of those sounds influence us as we're coming to fruition and being created in her womb. When we do sound baths, there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just an instrument will say, I would like to be played here, and I'll pick it up and I'll play it. Or if it feels right, then it'll flow a certain way. If it doesn't feel right, I put it down. And when we're doing the sound baths, I speak to the other musicians who are playing with me, and I'll give them signals as I'm listening to each sound, up and down and in and out, while people are experiencing the sound bath. Thank you so much. That's Norma. The vibration is very calming. It is very calming. I feel that when I am in that space of doing the sound bath and everyone is lining up together, when we have everybody together, there's 5 of us that work together simultaneously with all these instruments. While people are in the room, we take them on that journey. And when there are moments that it lines up so perfectly that you see everyone in unison breathe at the same time. It's the most wonderful experience. So you're going to wonder, how do I get to the sound bath? For one thing, you can Google sound bath near me, put it in a meetup, put it in Facebook groups. It's all over the place. Lots and lots of people are using this modality to help them. Or you can go to our website, yourphoenixisrising.com. And actually, there is a sound bath coming up this Wednesday at 7, right here in Ocala, Florida, here at Your Phoenix is Rising, YPIR. And trust me when I tell you, you want to get in. We only have 10 spots available for this sound bath. Sorry, COVID's still a thing, and it is a small space. But we have multiple sound baths on our website now, and you can go on there and just purchase the tickets. So it is yourphoenixisrising.com or ypir.net. And we did that because some people were having problems with Phoenix. I keep flipping the letters. Anyway, there's some of us that do that. It's okay. Also, you know where else you can get this beautiful sound bath? If y'all come with us to Jamaica. That's right. For our transformation vacation for the 2nd time in a row, we're having so much fun with it. We have this amazing space there in Jamaica at Tingalaya's Resorts. I'm sorry, I keep mixing that up too, but it'll happen. Tingalaya's Resort in Negril, Jamaica. It is incredible. We have put together an all-inclusive package for you. The only thing you have to do is purchase your package and then get your plane fare. That's it, because people are flying in from different areas. There's no way to put that in the package. So we're just going to invite you to go ahead and do that, because the experience will just change you. And we do the sound bowls. We actually fly with all seven of these Tibetan bowls. Very heavy, but it's okay. It's worth it. And throughout the week while we're at Tingalaya's, we'll stop and say, hey, do we feel like, and we'll just ask the group, hey, who feels like they need a moment of just connection and dropping in and feeling relaxation? And it never fails. Or I'll say, I'm headed over there because this is what I need. And we just leave the bowls up and people can play them. And it's a great, great experience. I just wanted to share that with y'all. That's why we created that retreat, that spiritual retreat in Jamaica, because we wanted people to connect to the land and to the people and to themselves in a deep way. And that's why we do it. And to do it in a beautiful, amazing space. And that's why we're doing it. So go ahead and get your tickets. Get your space ready. And of course, there's only 16 spots there too. Actually, 14 spots. We like it. We like our small groups. We also have the sound bath that's coming up here again at Phoenix, Tingalaya's. And also, how do I use this? Just a little bit of secret to y'all. I tell myself I survive and I can do well without my wife's energy. But the truth is I don't do well without her. But that's okay. Right, babe? She's doing her thing and I just love her. But I am going to end the broadcast early, but I am going to say this, that when I'm at work and in the middle of all of that, I wear earbuds and I put on my Spotify playlist. I have a Reiki playlist that I listen to, and then I put on sound healing or something like that. And I just listen to it. And in the middle of all the beeping and all the demand, I put it a little lower so I can still hear. And all of that's going on. And the phone is ringing. I love you, baby. I am. You're amazing too. I just love you. But I put it in my ear and I go through my day at work and I listen and I let the vibrations recenter me. Now, some people cannot do that because of the nature of your job. I get that. So anytime you get a chance to steal away 30 seconds in a hallway somewhere or in a little room, listen to it. I do that too. I pop them in, then I take them back out. Then I pop them in. Okay. But it's a lot of cleaning of the earbuds, but it's worth it. It's worth it. And that's what keeps me sane in an insane, crazy time at the hospital. I listen to the vibrations in my earbuds. And sometimes I share it. I have the phone, if I'm working COVID that week or that day, I don't have it in my ear. I have my phone in my pocket and I put it on really low and I hear it because I'm closest to the phone. I can hear it. And sometimes a patient might be able to hear it a little bit and it's calming. And my dementiated patients calm down and it works. So I don't know. I'm not saying that, anything that I'm doing is allowed at your hospital or allowed at your job, but if you can steal away a moment, do it because it definitely helps to recenter you to where you should be, which is here. Here's where you should be. You're giving of yourself. You're doing all this stuff. You're taking care of the world. While you're doing that, I want you to just remember that here is where you're supposed to be. And that's what sound baths do. With that, I'm complete. I'm so glad that you guys joined me, the ones that hung in there with me while I fumbled around a little bit. And, for those who know me and for those who understand how stressful this job can be, whatever the job. I was very stressed out taking care of my mom, but lots of these little things actually helped. And I really appreciate y'all joining us. Does anybody have any questions? Many people have been asking us for them again. Yeah, a lot of people have been asking for the sound baths again. You guys, we have nurses who leave the hospital and come here to get a sound bath. And we also have it here at Phoenix that if you just want to come and get a sound bath, you can do that too. It's a service that you can get. We add sound baths to your massage. If you say, hey, I want to add both, you can add Reiki and sound bath to your massage. We can do all of that here at the Wellness Center. Because you know what? At the end of the day, we just kind of say, what's going on with you? What is it that you need? And then just supply there. That's why I said it's a mind, body, and spirit. When we started this whole thing, it wasn't supposed to be this big, but we couldn't help it because people are multifaceted. There's different parts of all of us. And all of it needs to work and work well in order to feel good. I love you guys so much. Thanks y'all for joining me. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.
I close my eyes. I open my heart. I'll take a deep breath. Let the healing start. I lift my hands. I plant my feet. I let love in. I feel the beat that's calling us to rise. lives in me, and lit in my soul. I clear my mind. I'm here and now, in present time. I feel the power of 1,000 suns.